How do all that bonjour and all that jazz? How are you all doing? How is everyone? Still seething from the weekend? Because you're not on your own. Absolute piss poor performance. And I'm glad the manager actually came out because we said in the last preview that we hope that Parker could pretty much emulate David Moyes and not have to go on script and just go off and say it as it is. I'm glad he did. To dissect us through this weekend's game and talk to us about obviously United game on Wednesday night at the Turf, which I'm expecting to be not only a cold one because the snow has started to fall up here, but it's the only thing falling apart. Oh no, Anthony Gordon's been falling up here as well than any of the other week. But yeah, other than that, well, hopefully things will fall into place for Burnley and starting with a result on Wednesday. But are fans even bothered for the result now? Do we just want the inevitable to happen and then we can move forward? Because I think it seems like our attention is now focused on off the pitch matters than what's on it and what needs to be sorted and done with. To dissect it, Dan and Joey are with me. Dan, how are you doing, mate?
All right, thank you, mate. Yeah, good to know that Zoe's ironing uniforms. That's good. That's a good start to the night.
I know. I can't believe she called both of us hey, baby. I mean, I've been
I
called
know.
worse.
I can't see it.
Here you go, Joey. There, it's on screen for you.
Oh, hiya, babe. And before I get in any trouble, happy anniversary.
Oh yeah, you got
I
it.
did
Got to
tell
get it
you,
in.
Dan, you wouldn't let me back out of it tonight. We're supposed to be going out for a meal, and I told her no, Dan needs me on show, so take it up with Dan.
So that's why she's frantically ironing because she's angry.
That's the one. I'm in trouble later.
She's going to strike while the iron's still up, mate.
Definitely.
Speaking of which, it's just come up. Obviously, they're showing the Premier League table on the screen now. 12 points, 19th position. Minus 19 goals scored. You know what? I want to break it down now. I've got both of you here. That we've played this one game in the new year. Let's summarise the season so far. Starting with you, Dan. What have you made of it?
If we're summarising the first half of the season, you'd have to say where did it all go wrong? Because it started actually quite positively. I felt, and we spoke offline about the fact that the West Ham game seems to have been the turning point. So but it's a shame. We started off quite well. Everything seemed to be going along quite nicely. Don't care who you beat in the Premier League. We had 2 games on the bounce, both wins. Brilliant, fantastic, all going well. Then we play West Ham, playing brilliant football for the first 20 minutes, half an hour, and boom, we haven't won since. And it's just getting worse and worse and worse. So yeah, no other way to sum it up, is there? But just lost. I think we're all lost. I think Parker's lost, for that matter.
Definitely, Joey. You've been very busy with a pair of scissors and doing everything you can. Creative genius. Somehow, I don't know what Ouija board you've been pressing, but this entity, spelt out these miraculous phrase behind you. I mean, you're very much in the Parker out campaign, or Parker OT, since your head blocks the U.
Yeah. And it's strange because only 3 or 4 weeks ago I was sat here saying I fully expect him to be the manager next season, come whatever. But since then, I think it was the Wolves game, the second half of that Wolves game where we capitulated, and it's gone downhill ever since.
No,
but yeah, definitely in the Parker out camp, 100% now. I can't see them players yesterday weren't playing for a manager there that they want to play for. He has lost that dressing room. He's lost all ideas. He's lost the fans. Somehow he's not lost the board.
Yeah, I don't understand how. I just want to say a massive thank you to the people as well. The last preview we did was the first one we managed to get on Spotify. This one will be going as well. So if you want to listen, you'll be listening to it, won't you, when he comes to it? But thank you for those who have shown it some love and support. And obviously there's people chatting amongst in the chat as well. Anthony's in and said, big up Dan, Harry Hill, and last but not least, Mick there. And Max in and said,
Well,
good evening. Good evening to yourself,
maybe,
Max.
Mike.
You are well. Yeah, I mean, you two have pretty much summarised it. The first half of the season has been a bit dross. We've gradually got worse as the season's gone on, which leads us probably to my next question, coming to you first, Dan. Like, a lot of people are saying the players aren't good enough. It's clear to see, off the basis of the season, the way we have set up, the instructions, the tactics. We spoke earlier. This has been down to the fact that these players have been almost dragged back and withheld from the qualities that they have, isn't it?
I'd say so. I've moaned for weeks and weeks about the fact that we don't seem to let some of these players be who they are, play how they play. He seems to have a lot of restrictions on them, which you look at Hartman, he started off so well. Well, what's happened? What stopped him going forward all the time? What made him start passing back and sideways all the time? Now, people can say, oh, the players make the decisions on the pitch, but I don't know. We seem to have a bunch of players that, maybe we should be happy, do exactly what the manager says. But then that seems to be half the problem, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And how would you, as a professional player, feel if you were, changed literally game on game on how you're doing, what you've got to do, and the way you've got to do it? You're going to be 5, you're going to be 3 at the back, you're going to be 4 at the back, you're going to be this, that, and the other. You can't settle. You don't know if you're playing next week or not. You suddenly break into the team after 18 games and then get told, oh no, I need to rest you because you're not fit enough. That's the latest with Edwards. It's just all a bit bonkers, isn't it? So no, I don't blame the players. I think the players are good enough. Certainly some of them are more than good enough, and we're not getting to see that. And I blame Parker for that.
I mean, Joey, would you echo that sentiment?
Yeah, definitely. I think the vast majority of the players are good enough, definitely, to stay in the Premier League. It's just playing the way that they've been told to play and the way they're being coached. There's no two ways about it. The blame lies with Parker. I think you could literally say to pick 11, get a fan to pick 11 players for next game, starting lineup, and just say to them 11 players, you do what you're good at. No coaching from the sides, and they would play better than that team against Brighton. They would have more of an idea, they would have more intent, and there would be more urgency.
Definitely. Dan, thoughts on that Brighton game? Obviously, again, we did show signs of trying to work the ball well in parts, but when you look at the stats, it was still very much piss poor.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I genuinely, I must admit, boys, I couldn't even really tell you much about the game. I just sat there from the very first minute and just got no interest, no enthusiasm, no nothing from it. I was just a bit in a daze, really. I just sat and watched. And I'm sorry, I'm one of those fans that thought, just put us out of our misery, Brighton. Just do it, because this is abysmal. And then you sort of hope for a goal against, because maybe we'll see a reaction, but we didn't see the reaction. There wasn't one. So yeah, it was just piss poor, really poor.
Definitely. Luke says in the chat, the True Red, says, for me, the fact Alan Pace came out and has backed him just shows he's too soft. However, he wasn't too soft to sack Sean Dyche. Obviously hasn't learned from his mistakes with Vincent Kompany. And Anthony and Kate having a bit of a chat. But yeah, if you can do what Anthony says as well, while we are live on YouTube, smash the like button, please. It really does help. That said, I've got to agree with Luke's comment. Joey, I think you'd probably be the same. That is there any truth to the fact that Alan Pace maybe got rid of Dyche because Dyche had quite a lot to say as a manager and not a head coach? He was one of those of a dying breed that actually, well, me and Dan said it earlier that he was one of those that, was the catalyst behind why we've got such an immaculate training on facilities now. He was one of the catalysts that said, I want to build this club from the ground up. He's the only one, really, even with ALK, that has actually sort of put his money where his mouth is.
Yeah, I mean, it's sorry, dog's sticking on me. It's a funny one. I mean, look at the results before we sacked Sean Dyche, and we got 13 points from 14 games, I think it were. Now we've got 12 points from 20. So, why Scott Parker still has a job, other than the fact that he probably is a yes man, which is a part of what you're saying, I'm guessing. Yeah, I think he probably is, and he fits into the ALK mould of, that's fine, I'll do what you want me to do, you're paying my wages, so that's that. Whereas Sean Dyche, on the other hand, he put his heart and soul into it, same as he will do at Notts Forest. He was never a Burnley fan, but he did put his heart and soul into it because he was passionate about his work. Scott Parker, on the other hand, doesn't have any passion. Even when we're winning, he doesn't show any passion. He has no passion. He's uninspiring in his interviews before games and after games. I'm struggling to say anything positive about him at the minute.
No, you're not on your own. You're not in that camp on your own. I've got to say that when I used to look back, I thought maybe it's a bit stingy of Dash for all this. I don't want cameras around the stadium. I don't want them, around training and things like that. I want the boys to be able to knuckle down, focus. None of this, headphones when you're coming out. These are all old school morals, but they're also very well disciplined models.
Yeah.
We see now, Dan, you've been there, when you've been picked to go on that carpet, that claret carpet, the players have got their headphones in. They're focused on the game instead. They're not actually acknowledging the people that are there to watch them, shout them on, give them good luck messages. I'm sorry, but that would support me more. That would give me more fire in my belly, hearing from the fans, let's fucking get at them today, boys. Let's have a go. Let's do this. Than just having flaming, good again, like crap. I don't need that crap. Don't want to hear it. Like, surely just have a bit of belief. Like, talk to the fans. We are a fan club. We are very well thought of in the community as a small town, and a lot of people keep saying, "Yeah, well, we're punching above our weight in the division." No, if we were punching above our weight, we'd have done a Blackpool and a Huddersfield and been promoted once. But we've promoted and we've stayed there for years. We've achieved Europe. So yes, we have got essentially a bit of a backbone into the Premier League. We should be there. We're there on merit. We're there because we deserved it, but we just don't seem to be capitalising on what we've achieved. Max says Enzo Maresca is unemployed at the minute. Yeah, 100%. I'd take him. It's got me thinking and looking back. Even last year, the football was garbage. 1-0 wins here and there. It was a footballing season all around. But this is what I said though. The Dash situation was different as well because the football there was ugly, but it got results.
Yeah.
And we need to forget everything. And I said it. I literally said it in my thing. My fan reaction was that it is a results business. That's what football's about. And you can blame Spanish mug on telly here, Pep, because he's the one who's made flaming teams like Rochdale and bloody Yeovil try and play this sort of shit. It's wrong. Something needs to change. I don't understand what it is with Scott Parker. But tactically, subs are wrong. Dan, he's come out and said that they were lacking belief and that we don't deserve anything and deserve the criticism. For once, he actually didn't listen to the hymn sheet that he usually sings off, did he?
No, but who gives the players belief? Who gives anybody belief? You can believe in yourself, yeah, absolutely. Professional sportsmen and women believe in themselves, of course they do. But if they're getting beat all the time, if they're downtrodden and they're getting beat and they've got fans on the backs and the social media's taking the piss out of them and all the rest of it, doesn't matter how good you are at believing in yourself, you start to doubt yourself. So at that point of view, who is it needs to take control? And that's the management, and that's the coaching staff. And to a certain extent, I'd go as far as saying Pace and ALK, because I thought it was an interesting story from Scott Parker about Hartman's social media post and how upset he was about it. Well, you're his manager. Yeah. So do we have no discipline at the club anymore? So are they just allowed to do and say what they want when they want? In which case, we're going back. We are going back to Dyche days where they weren't allowed. It was frowned upon. You're not allowed to do it. So it's such a tough one, isn't it? I mean, it's interesting what he's saying about manager and coach. Ruben Amorim comes out after the game today and starts blathering on about, I'm a manager. I'm here as manager. I am the manager. I am not coach, Whereas with Scott Parker, we've hired a coach. And it's as if he thinks to himself, well, I'm not the manager. It's not my problem. I'm just coaching. And that's what's coming across, isn't it?
Yeah.
In which case, who is managing? Because let's be honest, Alan and his family seem to be spending more time in Spain, than they are in Burnley at present. So, tough one.
Yeah, I suppose it was an excuse to see the derby, wasn't it? Espanyol against Barcelona. Can't blame him for going and getting a bit of sun over at festive period. Good luck getting back. But yeah, Rich is in the chat as well. I speak to Rich. I'm looking forward to catching up with him and his son Jake when we play West Ham. He says you're going down with a West Ham evening, mate. Yeah, two sides in claret and blue having an absolute stinker. Mac, please don't give me Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Yes, he had a good stint at United, but let's not forget Cardiff.
Yeah, no, I don't want Solskjaer, definitely not.
No.
Take United out of his managerial career, and his managerial career is actually shocking.
That's like saying Ruud van Nistelrooy had a good career because of his 2 games at Manchester United.
Yeah, pretty much the same.
Yeah. Oh, Big Sam's undefeated for England. Why don't we bring him in? No, I still don't want Big Sam either. But yeah, it's the we conceded early in the second half, Joey, which was disappointing. But overall, that Brighton game weren't good enough.
No, by far. Hiya to Joseph, who's put a message in, loving the banner. Yeah, no, it was just the arse, the game, that early second goal, weren't it? It just took everything out of us, and that was just end of chat, game, set, and match for Saturday's game. At that point, I was genuinely thinking, how many are they going to score? Because our heads had completely gone.
It's just something needs to give, Dan, doesn't it? I think
there's only one thing that can give, though. We can sit here, we know what the opposition. We know
it's
what
written in claret and blue right behind you, Joey. Exactly. It's behind you. Oh no, it isn't. Well, that's the sort of fucking shit show we're in at the minute. It's like a bloody. It's like a pantomime, isn't it?
Well, it is. Yeah, it is.
It's bad. It is bad. Dan, you mentioned something before we went live. Actually, you said that apparently O'Neill has been spotted at Bournemouth and Fulham.
Well, you hear so much, don't you? And I did actually question whether that was just, fan talk. But supposedly, Gary O'Neill's been seen at Newcastle and Bournemouth away games by Sky Sports. He's been shown on Sky Sports as being there. Who knows, eh? Look, he's Bucky's favourite, I believe, still. He's got a better record. I'm not saying it sets the Premier League alight, but compared to Parker's so-called average before Saturday of 0.7 points a game in the Premier League, Gary O'Neill's got 1.1. Well, quite frankly, we'll take anything, won't we? Right now, we'll certainly take a 1.1 point a game. I'm not sure that would get us out.
What we've got at minute.
I wouldn't mind us going down the foreign route. I wouldn't mind us looking at a foreign manager.
No, I mean Maresco. I believe he's free at the minute.
I'd text Dan Turnip back if he was willing to actually come back I just don't think. Could you imagine Stan Turner in a modern day football society? Just bedlam.
Won't last too long, will it? There'll be bans left, right, and centre.
Oh, it just.
Could you imagine
that
him in
many
there when it was
cameras.
Alan Pace? Alan Pace saying we're selling such and such, and Stan Turner say, "Well, tell you what, I don't think you are. Come here."
I think Alan Pace is a small man as it is, but he'd look like the ego that would be knocked down by Stan Turner to him. He would look like a borrower in the corner of his own little chairman's lounge. He would be that bad. It would be hilarious though. I'd love a swan song of Stan, but I think those days are numbered. Like hopefully Parker's. Wednesday night then. Wednesday night. Lee in the chat says I like Knutson. Who's it? I forgot now. We were right there at death in that tongue. Russell Martin can be do one. If he's been seen in the Burnley area, then it's because clearly he's just been for a trip to Owen Bargains or something. He's been to St. Peter's Centre to have his ingrowing toenail looked at, or something stupid like that. He's not going to Burnley, I'll tell you that now. But no, somebody else in the chat, Alan has said O'Neill is doing match of the day tonight. So maybe get used to his accent if you are watching. Marco Rose. Don't think I've heard of that person. I wouldn't mind Carlos Coburn.
We're chucking random names about. I'll put my name in that. Fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah, just put Mick McCarthy in there. Joey Slack.
Not a problem.
It's not get back Shadrach, it's get back Joey Slack. That's how it is.
I know. Listen, at least they play for the shirt and they give it 100%. They might not win, but they give it their all.
And that's all they can do. That's all you can ask of them, isn't it? Dan, Wednesday night under the lights, it's going to be toxic, isn't it?
Potentially.
I think so. I can't see it being a nice atmosphere. It's certainly going to be quiet at the start. It's going to take a hell of a lot to get turf moving, isn't it? And I don't want to be defeatist in that. And people will say, well, proper fans, Yeah, look, proper fans go through it week in, week out, week in. And it's hard to get up, isn't it? Hard to stay up when you're seeing dross all the time. So, yeah, I think it'll be toxic. I think we're going to need to show intent extremely quickly at the beginning of the game. I even think it's got to the stage now where 1 hour, 15 minutes before the match, when we see the lineup, is what's making a difference, That immediately will change whatever atmosphere you're going to get just from who we see and the way he's setting up.
I'm just seeing... Apparently, rumour has it, Espanyol has decided to terminate the loan of Koleosho and the player will return to Burnley in this window. And the official announcement will take place after the match against Levante.
Right. So does that mean he's being sold then? Are we thinking?
It could be. Or does that mean that there's somebody else potentially going?
Presso's going and Koleosho's coming back?
Could be. Could well be. Someone said that Amorim has told TNT Sports that Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount could be back for Burnley on Wednesday, and the Burnley fans retweeted him. But yeah, start them both. Bring on the onslaught. Parker out.
Yeah, well, it would just be all up, wouldn't it, to be fair?
They
play Leeds, we had a lot of injuries, and then they'll get them back for us.
It is madness. It is madness. Speaking of madness, you can see madness tomorrow night. Tomorrow night we're going to be going live again. There's going to be a battle of the two. Paul Hall and Dan himself are going to battle it out in a Parker in, Parker out, to see whose thoughts, who's half empty, who's half full. It should be a cracker, and we want you guys to be in the chat and giving us
in the fire.
Yeah, poke the bear. Do it. Do it. Antagonise.
Definitely.
And put
I'll
those
definitely be
questions.
along for that one. I'll wind things up. Stir
It's
the pot.
it should be a good one. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow night. At 6. So it's at an earlier time. But yeah, join us from 6 p.m. and we'll be hopefully packing the punches in that one. There'll be more fat in that podcast than there will be on Wednesday night, let me tell you. Joey, I was again saying to Dan that our fixtures for this month aren't looking that great, are they? United, Liverpool, and Spurs. If you take Millwall out of the equation, again for me, I've got contrasting decisions here. Of are they going to sack him on the basis of losing to those teams, or are they going to let him have it because it's those teams?
Well, I think if they don't sack him now, will they ever? You know, if they're thinking about sacking him, they can't say, "Well, we'll give him the next 3 games and see what happens," because that's just throwing him to wolves anyway. But the thing is, you're losing transfer window. That's the main thing. You are losing the opportunity to have a quick turnover of a few players, which is what we are going to need. Are they still going with Parker's targets? Are they even Parker's targets? Is it all down to this AI that is all part of the transfer formation? If so, well, can we not start buying players that we actually need now, rather than them that we might be able to flip in 2 seasons for some good money? It's bizarre.
It is. It is. Dan, you said it. Experience needed. Where do we need that experience? I think you've touched
On the
on it.
sidelines, in the dugout.
But yeah, where would
Well, yeah. Apart
where
from
would
as
you have your
manager,
experience?
yeah. I mean, without a doubt, just sticking a solid, experienced head in the centre of defence would make a huge difference. I think. Just being able to swap Ekdal out, keep the youth and exuberance of Humphreys, and just drop somebody in that middle slot. And I'd say the same in the middle. I think we're missing Cullen. I've got no problem with Tino, but he's not Cullen. I'd even go as far as saying a properly experienced Premier League Cullen would be just superb. Somebody that can just control things. But if you imagine, if you've got Dubravka and an experienced centre half, an experienced midfield player, and with the likes of Walker on the pitch, you've got men there that will give belief to all of the players. You won't even need Parker to give them belief, But at the moment, you even notice Walker beginning to lose it and beginning to make mistakes and bad decisions, and that to me just sums it all up at the minute. When you've even got Walker and Dubravka looking a bit shocking at times,
Yeah, 100%. Anthony says in the chat as well, says the window is open, but in what area do you need to bring in the right player? I would say up front, get that goal scoring striker to get your goals for the rest of the season. That said, Joey, you obviously tactically deal with things with your side at Chummery. And I said Tummery then. You'd have chastised me.
You'd have been in trouble.
But not. What's the? My question to you is why would we go for a goal scorer when we can't even do anything in the final third?
I've said it before. I don't think it is the goal scorer that we need. It's not the striker that we need. When we having the chances, we are putting them away to a decent level of goals scored compared to shots taken. It is the creativity in the middle of the park. If we can shore up in midfield and use the wingers more, I agree with what Dan says about an experienced head in the centre of defence. I think that would definitely help. But I think genuinely middle of midfield, somebody to complement Ugochukwu, I think, is playing really well. I think he's coming on leaps and bounds. He was the only one, literally, against Brighton that impressed me. Just because he never gave up. Apparently he did, yeah, but that's because he was playing with an illness, apparently, weren't he? He ran down the tunnel and threw up immediately. So I believe. Whether or not that is the truth, I don't know, but so I've read online.
If you were like any of us fans, it would have been get me out of this shithole. I'm done. Fed up. to be fair, I know Turfcast were live earlier before we went live, and I posted in there about my thoughts on what had happened, and they were actually quite complimentary of the fact that I've said what I've said, being part of the FAB, and not holding back in my decisions of what I've been saying, because at the be all and end all, hey,
You're
there's
a
actually,
fan, though, aren't you? You know, is
yeah,
it the fan
that's the
advisory
thing.
board? So you
That's
are
the
a fan.
thing. You are still a disgruntled fan, and yes, you're there to advise, but you're also there to raise your concerns on the issues, especially regarding business issues. Now, for me, Scott Parker is a business issue.
It's going to cost the club millions.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll make millions when someone like Bayern Munich buy him out of his contract or something at the end of the year, because clearly that's the way things are going. Paul Alt's in the chat. Fighting talk is started already. Oi, oi. He says, looking forward to it. It hasn't gone unnoticed that Captain Milner has been getting the gym sessions in. He's going for it. But yeah, Haltiverse Milner, and it's live.
Battle
Max
of
says,
the Egg.
Battle of the Eggs. Max says, when is the next meeting and when was the last one? The last one was in November, and the next meeting is in February, which I've said in the sort of subgroup that we need to be getting our heads together before that, because there's a lot of shit that's happened off the pitch, ticket office, farting in the stands, away fans being in the home areas. There's a lot of shit that's gone down, and whether the club have acknowledged it or understand it and are dealing with it internally, nobody knows, because no one's batted an eyelid. The be all and end all is that shite communication. It always has been. It always will be, no matter what you say and do. Burnley Football Club and communication do not go hand in hand at all. Anthony says, looking forward to the show. Harry Hill versus Mick McCarthy on the Scott Parker show. No, Mick's sitting this one out. Mick's sitting this one out. He's having a break. He'll be in the chat, winding them up.
I'm playing winner. We're doing when the stop's on.
No, because Scott Parker's already won, because he's still here. he's still here. Obviously, take United out the equation. We play Millwall, and probably won't do a preview for Millwall, but yeah. What's your thoughts, Dan? Do you just want to, sod the cup, focus on the league, or do you want us actually to give it a go? I suppose it's not really a question that you can answer when we're not really giving fucking teams a go anyway.
Well, it's interesting, isn't it? Because if all the injuries are to be believed, then and the way we've played in the last few years, then in the FA Cup we're going to play our under-21s. To be fair, we'd be
So our
better off
bench,
playing
yeah.
our women, because they'd stuff Millwall with our women.
100%.
No problem at all. I don't know. I'm not. I'm a one game at a time man myself. We've got Man United coming up. I don't know. I mean, I'm a Burnley fan, and I'm a Burnley fan of many, many, many years. And I, all season I've been thinking we're going to beat someone, aren't we?
Many years.
Yeah, 50 odd now, and
now.
It was one of Jesus'
yeah,
disciples, was our dam.
I was, yeah.
Who do
Three
you
seats
think
down from
painted the
Judas.
picture of them at Last Supper?
There's a
But I
picture
mean,
of him three seats down from Judas, or Owen Coyle, as he was known to other Burnley supporters.
that's on. Yeah, I can honestly say I've never been anywhere near Owen Coyle. Thanks. But I mean, even I'm getting to the stage where I don't expect us to suddenly beat somebody. I just don't see where anything's coming from, and I don't see us beating Millwall. I don't see us doing anything against anyone at the minute. I just, people ask me about VK and what the difference is, because we went straight down with VK and none of us were calling for him after 19 games. Well, no, because let's be honest, at least we scored some goals and played some football. I mean, we're not doing anything. That's the thing. And Mac, just don't mention his name in the chat, mate, because it doesn't matter what he's doing these days. We're not having Owen Coyle back. I'd rather have Brian Laws, thanks.
That's desperation, that damn. Desperation. To be fair, Owen Coyle is managing in the Indian leagues. So, yeah.
How's he coping with all that, son? It'd be like you going out there.
I know. I don't think he could probably handle a coma, let alone film in
He
India.
must be his Venky's contacts has got him out over there.
must be. Just rubs himself in ghee before he goes out. He's just got used to it. Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to anything against thing. And no, Kate.
Anyone?
No, I'm not going to dig out my childhood Manchester United top that I once had. And it weren't even a United top, it was Man United pyjamas. I was a child. A troubled child. A troubled child.
Sounds like you may have been abused, mate.
Yeah, I was. I was forced to stand there and have that picture with my S Club 7 CD. I swear. You think I'm joking? Let me find the picture for people that are listening. Yeah, there actually is a picture. There actually is a picture. You won't be able to see it, but if you want to see it, you'll have to go to the YouTube video. I am going to find it now because I think I need to clarity. Well done, Kate. Thank you for that, by the way, for just announcing that. You absolute bumhead. I can't find it.
That old chestnut.
No, it is here somewhere. It is going to be here somewhere. Right, that's some old pictures of me, but it's not the ones I'm counting on. God, I've got a lot of Burnley pictures saved to my phone. I'll give you that. For some reason, there's a picture of
Mac. Can I thank Mac in the chat for trying to keep this football related? Yeah, prediction: United 4-0.
Sounds about right. Can't argue with Matt's prediction there, to be fair.
Football related, Dan, the man who doesn't give a prediction.
Oh dear.
No, I don't know. While I look for it, Dan, we've got an image. Take us through some of the stats for this United game.
Look at that, you see. Well, needless to say, boys, we haven't got very good stats against Man United, full stop. And, we don't really need to know about the form in the last 10 games because whoever we're playing, they've got better form than us in the last 10 games. I think even Wolves are getting close now. They've won one. But yeah, Premier League at Turf Moor, we won one and that was the famous. Yeah, that one win we've ever had at Turf Moor in the Premier League, of course, with 2009. Since then, we've done nothing. We've drawn 2, we've lost 6. 10 goals against, 2-4. I mean, Parker has destroyed a few records that we had at Turf Moor. Let's see if he can destroy this one and we can actually get 3 points, boys. Let's see if we can do it.
Be nice, wouldn't it?
It would.
Be more than nice.
I think from a supporter point of view, we want to do well, but how, we also want the inevitable to happen.
That's it, yeah. Yeah, would you if we lost to United and it was definitely sacked, would you take that over 3 points?
100%.
100%.
Yeah, and
by the way,
and Alan's
evidence.
Alan slow runner. Oh my goodness me! Why would you even show that in public, Dan?
Get that like butter would have melt.
Look at me and my S Club 7 CD.
Just before it reaches for the stars.
Alan Slowrunner's just asked there, boys, what needs to actually happen. And in my opinion, we need to be hammered. I'm sorry, but we do.
Yeah.
Man United come to the turf on Wednesday night, turn us over 6-0. Man United couldn't turn themselves over 6-0. But they come and turn us over 6-0 Wednesday night. Well, I mean, what's Pace going to do then? Surely, it's just going to take a really big result because at the minute we can use excuses, can't we? Brighton, they'd had a bad run, blah, 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 but we had injuries, blah, 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 blah. There's an excuse every game. Well, we scored one, we got one back, we fought well. we need to literally go into a game and be absolutely turned over, and that's an horrendous situation to be in as fans. It really is. It's just, what I'm going to drive 550-mile round trip on not on the hope that we get beat. That at
That's
least
more
if
than
we
the
do get
Proclaimers
beat,
did,
we
Dan.
get beat properly. Yeah, it is. It is more than Proclaimers. You're right. No, and
Lazy
I do
bastards.
500 miles more as well. Yeah, yeah.
To
But I
answer
wouldn't
Anthony's
take Ole
comment,
Gunnar Solskjaer.
definitely not. To answer Anthony's comment when he says, "Was I a United fan?" No. Let's just clear up the situation here. I was 6 or 7 years old, right?
6,
And
7.
oh, for fuck's sake, Joe! No, you've just why have you done that? And I wasn't there wasn't really a footballing someone in the family that were big on football at the time, and then obviously my mum met my stepdad, and my dad met my stepmom, and she were big into Burnley, but I didn't know that until later on, and so my stepdad's an Everton fan, so at first he's like, "Oh, you've got to support a team," so I started looking at Everton, and then I was like, "Oh no, I like United because they were top of the league, they were winning all the time," and this was a stint that happened for about 2 or 3 months. That was it. 2 or 3 months, to the point I asked for a United shirt for Christmas and United bedding. And about 4 days before Christmas, I said, I don't like Manchester United. I actually got took on a Burnley game and my eyes were opened. We beat Stockport 2-0 or 2-1, I think it were, at the Turf. And my eyes were opened and I've never looked back from Burnley Football Club ever since. So I finally found my home. And I think that's what a lot of football fans do. They finally find the one that fits. So yeah,
Never really
that's
had a choice. Everyone in my family supported Burnley anyway, so it were never going to be any other option, I suppose.
I'm just glad that I've managed to clear that up now. And
Can I just say? There aren't many actual Man United fans have gone as far as wanting the duvet set. I mean that's damning, Dan. That is damning that you went as far as actually wanting the duvet set. I mean,
I thought it would have looked nice with my Spice Girls wallpaper, mate. So don't start slagging me.
More like
You can go.
Westlake.
They weren't around then. Louis Walsh was still trying to make money off. Oh no, it was Pete Waterman trying to knock money off bloody Take That and stuff still then. But no, Alan says I thought yesterday was enough to get. Yesterday was enough to get some action. It seemed with every game that we've gone through, doesn't it? With the Everton game, the Bournemouth game, it looked like we was growing into games. Was actually something's going to come of a game at some point, and it just seemed like a game of snakes and ladders is Burnley. Probably the best way to
Yeah.
describe Burnley this year. Because 1 minute we're up that ladder and we think it just maybe, and again straight down.
Yeah, I think performances are definitely improved, haven't they, versus Newcastle and Bournemouth. There was a bit of hope there and signs that maybe we will, maybe we will turn it around and get some points. And then they go and put in that performance against Brighton, and it's just complete negativity. Everything about the performance was negative. There's not. I mean, I've mentioned Ugochukwu, and he's my only positive from the game.
Yeah, 100%. Dan, prediction for Wednesday night?
I don't see anything but a defeat. But at the same time, Amarin and United aren't exactly setting the world on fire still. You don't really know what you're going to get. So I just think it's going to be another boring one. I wouldn't expect any more than sort of 1 or 2-0 United. I don't think we're going to get tanked anything. Hopefully that might come in Anfield. You never know.
I'll be there to see that. That'll be good. Fun day out. Beers on the train. Celebrating with more beers afterwards because he's finally gone. Who knows? Baxi says he thinks we can get something in the chat. He's gone for 1-1. I mean, ever the optimist, Baxi. I will give you that. Come on, Chris. What are you drinking? You must not have any beers left over Christmas. Trust me. That's a bold statement. Joey, do you see us even getting anything?
Oh, I'd love to say I see us, and I would love us to get some, obviously, but I just cannot see it. Like Dan says, I think it's going to be a case of how many and how well we defend. I can't even see us scoring. I can't see us scoring at all. I just I know I might paint a wall and watch that dry instead of watching us against Man United. To be honest with you, it might just be better viewing.
Why not? Why not? Max says they were crap against Wolves, which means that they'll probably turn up Wednesday so they can keep papering over the cracks. But then yet again, we were crap at Brighton. It wouldn't surprise me if we do something to paper over the cracks. Anthony says, question to Mick McCarthy. What has Parker got to do for that sign to say Parker in? He's got to turn up at his house while he's not in and change it himself.
What's that? What were it?
He says, question to Mick McCarthy. What has Parker got to do for that sign to say Parker in?
What's Parker got to do for it to say Parker in? Oh, he'd probably have to win FA Cup, to be fair.
It doesn't even mean with Burnley either. Just if you can win an FA Cup, no matter where he goes.
Yeah, just do that.
Just do it. Parker's now sat at home, kicked his kid off Xbox, and is now playing FIFA. Look, Joey, look what I did. Baxi says 4-4-2, ball 1-1 Parker, wins his job back. I mean, he's not lost it yet. He's lost the fans, but he just hasn't lost the job.
I think 4-4-2 is probably the right call as well, to be fair. I think it's the right setup and the right balance of what we need going forward. Whether or not injuries allow us to play that way, I don't know, but I would say so. But again, without Cullen, we're struggling as well at that role, that 4-4-2.
Yeah, 100%. Claret one says, "Hi guys, if Parker gets the sack or he resigns, which I can't see that happening, what's the difference money-wise?" Dan, I'll come to you with that one first.
Yeah, so I was reading today that I'm only reading what I'm reading. Parker, I believe, is on £1.5 million a year, and his payoff would be somewhere only around £2.5 million, which, let's be perfectly honest, is peanuts compared to what we're going to lose going down and hoping we come back up. So the difference from sack to resign, as well as I understand it, resign, he gives up that, doesn't he? So if he resigns, then he gets nothing and we don't have to pay a penny. That's why managers rarely resign unless they're sort of forced out. And I also believe, don't some managers will resign, because they do a bit of a deal in the background, don't they? So maybe say to Park, look, go the honourable way, you resign, and we'll still give you your 2 million. I don't know, but
yeah,
I don't think nowadays it makes a lot of difference money wise, does it? Whether they resign or they're sacked. I think they just seem to walk away with more money, and thank you very much. Just very quickly going back to Burnley back's 4-4-2 ball. I mean, you know what I'm like, boys. I like to look at different stats and different
you were saying about
bits and bobs. And I was looking at formations today, and there's only one other team in the Premier League this season that has tried to play 3-4-3, and that's Ruben Amorim and Man United. And I didn't realise that it's Amorim's favoured formation. Nobody else in the Premier League plays 3-4-3 or even tries to play around with 3-4-3. I think that just about sums up Parker, really. I mean, what I was reading was that at 3-4-3, your biggest problem is your wing backs have got to be incredibly fit, incredibly good and clever to be able to just, constantly run up, back, up, back, up, back. Why is he playing that then? Because Walker's getting on. So I've got no problem with his pace generally, but he ain't going to do it for 95 minutes, up, back, up, back, up, back. And Perez, I mean, why are we playing 3-4-3? So I'd agree with Bax on that 4-4-2 and just a few more basics. He said we went back to basics against, who was it? Newcastle or someone? No, Bournemouth, wasn't it? But he didn't, did he? Because basics is 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1, whatever we used to play. tough one. But yeah, there you go.
It is. Joey, Max says, bloody hell, I could do a better job than Parker and I'll do it for half of that wage. But then also says, do you think Parker is losing / lost the players yet?
Yeah, I do, in a nutshell. Maybe not lost all of them, but I think definitely lost the vast majority of looking at that performance, Brighton. There was nobody out there playing for him. Nobody at all. And I think some of the players probably want him gone as well, to be fair. And, the likes of Edwards, I don't believe for 1 minute that it was managing minutes for Edwards, because why would you bring him on in the 55th minute if you are managing minutes? You're giving him
Correct.
45 minutes pretty much there anyway, so you may as well have just started him. I think that was just a cop-out. So who could blame Edwards for thinking, you know what, I would rather this manager's gone? Because at least when someone else comes in, I might get a fair crack at game time.
Yeah, Anthony says, what are your thoughts on the owner? Should he sell the club to another investor? That's a question open to the floor.
No, I've no problems with ALK, to be honest with you. I think they are still a bit green.
I'd say with Joey on that. I think my only problem with Pace and ALK is I just don't think they're in control or command as much as they should be. I know that sounds ridiculous, but to me, we know that he's left the club in safe hands, as he says, while he's working between Espanyol and Burnley. He says that he's put good people in positions. We've got a chief executive officer. We've got this, that, and the other. To me, it's those guys that maybe I don't know aren't making the decisions for Pace, and that's the problem, isn't it? People say Pace doesn't know football, and ALK don't know football, so they're relying on people that do. Those people, they seem to me to be a bit of the, we're a little club and we don't need to punch above our weight. Everything will be all right. Whereas I just wish sometimes Pace and ALK were a bit more American cutthroat, because by now we wouldn't have Parker. I'm certain of it. So no, I wouldn't. Long answer to an easy one. I wouldn't necessarily want them out. And who would you get to invest? Who's going to buy us?
Well, yeah. I don't think bloody Turkey L shaking, bloody where they do all this boxing is going to come in, is he? Or out like that. I mean, that would be something, but I can't see it. BTID says, greetings, Dan and chat. Greetings to yourself, but it is going to be bonjour and au revoir. If I had to give a prediction for the game on Wednesday night, I'm going to go similar to the Brighton game. I'm expecting a 2-0 defeat. If we get something from it, I'll be happy. I was hoping to be on the game, but it's looking unlikely.
We've got an SPD.
Yeah, so I've got to get some cream for it. So I'll be sat at home, scratching away, wondering what to do. And there could be a watch along. So sit tight. The watch along the other day, fantastic numbers. Brighton fans, West Ham fans, Leeds fans, Nottingham Forest fans, all coming in, and it was just, you know what, it was a good crack, it was a good laugh. I actually don't think I spoke about the game in the second half because we were just laughing and chatting amongst ourselves. So it was actually brilliant. And sorry, there was an Arsenal fan in there because Anthony showed up as well. Sorry, late to the party as always, Anthony. First one there, but you're also first leave. Typical, always the bridesmaid. He said, "I'm not a fan," and I said a 1-1 draw. Well, I will take it.
I will take it.
100%. Max
to be fair, I'll take your 2-0
defeat. He says the fat Pace wants to ultimately become a Champions League team. He ain't going to achieve that with Parker in charge. No, absolutely not. So like I say, join us tomorrow, 6 p.m. And Dan and Paul will be giving their arguments as to why Parker should go, why it's not all at Parker's feet. I'm interested. Obviously we hear Dan's perspective. I'm very interested to see how Paul combats the argument.
Oh, it should be a good, and I've seen a few comments from them both. It should be a good in this.
It should be. It should be.
The big debate live. You want to get this on T Sports? This one.
Yeah, popcorn, the works. Honestly, even Dan's going for a weigh-in in the morning just to see if he makes it
He
for
is.
fight night.
I know.
But no, it
You got
should
his
be good.
mental coaching afternoon. Well
The
up for
Olympic
it.
torch in the evening.
I think I need to apologise now because I know Paul really quite well, and there's a good chance that we're going to end up coming out with Parker staying. So we'll see how that debate goes.
Don't you dare bow down now.
He's not even started and he's changed his mind.
Bloody biggest dickus over there, flipping laid
No,
down his sword
goodness
and
me.
accepted defeat.
I was having a chat to Scott Parker earlier, and he's giving me my belief back, or was that taking it away? I can't remember.
Thanks again, you two. Really appreciate it. For giving up your time. Like I said, if you want your ears bleeding, and if you've got this far while listening to us, thank you very much indeed. As I say, we're probably not going to cover the Millwall game, but we will be back with another match preview ahead of the Liverpool fixture, which should be sometime next week. It'd be nice to have a bit of a couple
New
of days
regime.
break, to be honest. Yeah, there might be a new regime if these two kick off.
Hopefully.
But yeah, take care, everyone. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Please do like and subscribe if you have been watching, and if you are listening, please give us a follow on all the podcasting platforms that you can availably listen to us. That said, again, boys, any parting comments?
Just thank you to everybody who's took part tonight and left your comments. It's definitely appreciated and made things a little bit easier as well. Happy anniversary again, babe, and I am sorry that I'm doing this instead of taking you out.
It's all right, Joey. I did ask you to do this first before we went for a meal, so thank you anyway. I understand.
Don't worry, Dan.
I'd just like
Dan's
to
my
thank
chaperone.
Kate. I'd like to thank Kate for coming on and letting us realise just how bad it was for Dan as a kid. Obviously, the Man United. So yeah, thanks for that, Kate. It's much appreciated. But seriously, good to have everybody in. So thanks very much. I'll come back again. Maybe not tomorrow night because it'd be too embarrassing.
It's not going to be embarrassing. Stand your ground, big man. Stand
Listen,
your
if
ground.
you end up saying at any point Parker in, I'll be getting a flight over to Exeter and I'll be coming to you.
Yeah, I'll cut the stream. I'll cut the stream. I'm saying, where are you? Yeah, I'm at Belfast Airport. Where are you? I'm at Manchester Airport. We will meet. We will meet. Even if we have to meet in Newquay and come up with a plan first, I'll do it. I will do it. But no, thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, until next week, let's hope we can get some points on the board. Tomorrow, be there or be square.
The big
and
debate live.
The big debate. And it's live. And yes, there could be a watch along, so please do join us. For now, up the Clarets, Parker out. Till next time, people.